Hello everybody, this is Danny Class, and today we are going to learn how to move beyond simple arpeggios to play chords in an interesting style focusing on the right hand. And with fingerstyle technique, that usually is the hand that we're focusing on. In fact, when we say fingerstyle, what we really mean is the right hand on a traditional right-handed guitar that is responsible for adding different kinds of color and different kinds of texture and just a different mood. And so what I thought I would do today would be to just focus on one chord or maybe a couple, because the chords really don't matter. What matters is what you can do with your right hand within a chord, but it's not just a simple arpeggio that can make the chord really kind of come alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera closer to my right hand for today, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Okay, so the chord doesn't matter, but what I'm going to play on my left hand is just a simple C chord. And because a lot of you might know it and it's got some open notes, but if we take a traditional arpeggio, really whatever that means, but usually what we mean is just kind of playing the notes one after another together. You can add the top E a little bit there, and that can produce a nice sound. But I always like to say to the instrument kind of what if. What if we tried something and see what happens? So still within a C chord, you've got 5 notes. So why should we have to play one and then the other, then the other? What if we played, for example, the bottom note, the C, and the top note, and I'll just do the other C for now. It doesn't really matter, but we'll say a top note. So we've got 2 C's there. So now I'm just plucking those 2, and this requires, of course, thumb, and I'm using my ring finger. And then why not say, well, what if I played those 2? Yes, those, the top and the bottom and the top. But then I played, say, the C and the G after. So, in other words, what I'm playing are the 2 C's, low C and the top C, and then also right after the low C and the G. This is random. The beauty is that you're in the chord, so any combinations you come up with within the C chord will work. Let's throw the top E in. That's the open E here. And I don't know, how about we play the low C and the top E, and then the 2 C's. Or the other way. Or alternate. Now that's just with 2 notes off of a 5-note chord. And so there's other possibilities, really countless, but we'll just go with 3 notes now to see what happens. So what if we just did, oh gosh, I don't know, how about the top notes? The top, the open E, the C, and the open G, and then how about we play then the next low 3 notes, and then the next low 3 notes, all within the chord. So we can see how we're kind of moving, again, beyond simple arpeggios to kind of pluck notes within the chord. And this, of course, doesn't tell us other ways that we can do when it comes to beyond the with other chords. We're just still within one chord, but I just can't help it. What if I threw in, I'm still in the chord, but I'm just gonna, my pinky just wants to do something, so I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna put on the top G. See what happens. Still plucking kind of combinations of strings. Take it off. Twos, any 2 combinations are good. 3s, you can even do 4s, different 4s, etc., etc., etc. Now, in my right hand, again, this is something I talked about in a previous video, but the best technique seems to be kind of angling your fingers towards the bridge in a kind of like a 45-degree angle almost, and your thumb should be closer to the fretboard, because when you get some good strength, when you pluck, you don't want your fingers to jam up, but they kind of go past each other. Thumb goes here, and the fingers kind of cup into your palm. That could be a good way to really get some power. And notice how my wrist, if I'm doing it properly, is staying close to the sound hole. It's not flying off. No, it's all really all the fingers. It's not wrist style, it's finger style. Okay, I'm going to do one other chord, and I will just simply do a D chord on the first position D chord. And I'll use the same principles. There's some fewer notes because there's 4 notes in this voicing of the D chord, but that's still enough because you can do the low D and the open D and the top note, which is an F sharp, 4th string and the 1st string. Just to randomly pick those as a starting point. You can start really wherever. Let's try, how about the 2 Ds? And then alternate those. You can vary the tempo. Let's try, how about combinations of 2 going from low pitch to high pitch? Etc., etc. So hopefully you found that interesting. The wonder here is that, I mean, when you think about the thousands of chords that are available to you and the hundreds, thousands of combinations off your right hand, you've got music for the rest of your life, because within those combinations, I was keeping the rhythms kind of simple, but there's other rhythms you can come up with. So if you find this useful, what I would suggest would be pick an easy chord, one that you know. It's okay if there's 6 strings, because you'll just have to move your wrist a little bit, and just experiment and get the feel down and see what feels right for you within the chord, and you'll see how you can get a lot of interesting music, a lot of whole worlds of music, all within one chord, and just simply not doing an arpeggio. So that is it for today. I hope you found it useful, and please remember to hit the subscribe button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.